American Indian Day is to celebrate and remind people of the history of natives. For the Miccosukees, the Everglades play a big role in preserving our culture. Watch as the chairman of the Miccosukee Tribe makes an emotional plea to save the Everglades.
Give us a little bit of description of what we have here.
Yes, sir. Well, I have a collection of patchwork that was handed down to me. The materials that I am giving to the Miccosukee, they were never mine. I only held them.
So this is 86 years old, and I proudly, on behalf of my grandfather, give this to you.
Trust. I'm giving them today because they belong there. It is their home. Beyond that, this material is so unique and so specific and peculiar to this culture, their heritage, their ancestors, their environment. It is no better set of a comprehensive collection of information to help them today, just as it would have in the days that have gone by.
One of the things my grandfather did with the children was artwork. Color pencils, watercolors, etc. And this is a watercolor that was done by Stony Cypress on January the 27th, 1943. And it speaks to something that is common to all of us today. That's our beloved Everglades. And I want to give this to the tribe.
People call it the Everglades, eco-sensitive environment, nature's wonder. We call it Kahayalit. And to us, that is home. You know, people look at it as full of snakes, alligators, mosquitoes. But to us, they keep us company. That's part of the environment. And it's up to us as people of our native land to protect that. And that's one of our main goal as a tribe, is to protect our homeland. We are adaptive people. We adapt. We adapt to the land. We adapt to our surroundings. We do not try to change what's around us. We do not try to change what God gave us. We adapt and we evolve with the land. We evolve with our nature. We evolve with the elements. Because that's the way we are taught. That's the way we are. We adapt. We adapt to the land. We adapt to our surroundings.
The sad part is the Everglades is dying a slow death. It's dying because of man. We're not here to point fingers or to say the blame goes over there. We're people that adapt. We're people that work with everybody. What we're trying to do is we're trying to work with the state and the federal government to save the Everglades. We spend our own resources to save the Everglades. I have personally met with Governor Scott and spoke to him about the Everglades project. There was a project that was undertaken back in the year 2000, which was to save and restore the Everglades. It's been over 10 years and we're nowhere near it. I remember when I was young, staying in the reservation out in the middle of the Everglades. I would sleep in a chickie, wake up in the morning during the winter. You look outside, out of your mosquito bar, and you would see nothing but a field of a white coat of birds feeding in the morning. The sound that they would make as they feed was really, really loud, and that's what used to wake me up. What was even more louder was when they would fly off at the same time. When they would flock their wings together, all simultaneously, it would sound like the engine of a 747 taking off. Today, you're lucky if you get to see 4 or 5 wood stork standing together. That's the way the Glades is dying. The wildlife is disappearing. The water quality has gone down. On our reservation, we're experiencing artificial floods and artificial drought. That causes our tree islands to deteriorate. Tree islands are where we have our camps. That's where we teach our young how to raise corn. That is where our forefathers lived. But because they are disappearing, our culture is dying with it. That's why it is so important for us to save the Everglades. I want my kids, grandkids, to see the Everglades when they grow up and appreciate it, just the way I did. But at the rate that we're going, we're not going to be able to save it unless we can get everybody to work together. It's not just our problem, but it's also everybody in the state. Everybody in Dade County, everybody in Broward County, Collier County, Monroe County, because the water that the Everglades has is the one that feeds the aquifer system, which we get our water here in town. If that water disappears, you're going to have salt water coming into your water supply, and eventually you're not going to be able to drink your water because it's going to be too salty. And I understand that some of our well waters here in town has already experiencing saltwater intrusion. That will get worse. What I would ask is for everybody to take interest in the Everglades and try to save it before it's too late.